My focus is really going to be on GLMD. But first on the SPYs, yesterday we held above 278 the entire day. This morning we were down here at 278 and a quarter. So again, this spot, first time shorted here, got back up there the next day on the grind higher, held above all day yesterday. Once it got above, end of the day, kind of touched it, I guess. Pre-market touched it. So continue to see if we can hold above 278, maybe even test closer to 280. That will be target achieved. But low volatility, very strong bid in the market. IWM. It seems like it's taking a little bit of a pause, waiting for kind of SPYs getting a chance to catch up. So here was the high, the all-time high, IWM right here. We touched, well, we didn't get to the all-time high. We touched 167 in the morning yesterday. We touched at the end of the day. So I think I mentioned in yesterday's morning meeting, we want to watch this 167 and see if the market can start to hold above it. But clearly other people are thinking that same thing. They're selling at 67, came right back down, 50 cents, end of the day, got above it, sold again. This morning, we're just kind of hanging out between 66 and a half, 67. If we ever get a consolidation above here, and then a break to the upside, you do want to be long for the momentum to the upside. Okay, GLMD. So GLMD has 15 million shares outstanding. The float is 10 million shares. They announced a drug with an addressable market in the United States of, I don't know, around 100 million people. Basically, they good phase 2 results. My daily charts aren't working for some reason on e-signal, so we're gonna have to use intraday. But basically, with only 10 million shares outstanding, 15 million shares outstanding at $20, it's $300 million with an addressable market in the United States of tens of millions of people. So my general rule on these low price stocks with low floats, if they have a drug that people can understand, and I don't know what the numbers are, 50% of the US is obese or something like that. The numbers are crazy. And non-alcoholic, whatever this thing is, with fatty liver disease, impacts the majority of obese people. It's a big deal. So, and it's also day one, which is, we want to be careful about shorting in day one. So you look at this thing and you say, oh, it's never been above $13 a share. It was a $4 stock recently. When was it $4? It was $4. Maybe it was $6 over the last couple months. It was $4 when it gapped down back at the beginning of the year. So my first thought is to focus on the long side and see if the stock goes up to $30, $40, $50. So it pulled back from 22, 17.70, now back above $20. If I wasn't talking to you right now, I would have been very focused on loading up in here. There was a seller here at like 1850, 1860. They lifted, and now it's $2 higher as I'm talking to you. So unless something really changes dramatically in the price action, my focus will be on the long side. It popped up to 2250, and then came back down and started to consolidate below 20 for a while, and then broke to the downside. That would be an interesting short setup to me. But again, few shares outstanding, low price stock, doing huge volume already, big addressable market. I don't really want to pick what the top of the stock can be on day one. For all I know, it could be $35. The next one is PLAY. They beat pretty handily. Their guidance was conservative, which is what caught my attention the most. So we'll go to... So it had been in this downtrend. And I guess was this last quarter? No, when was this? That was 2 quarters ago. So 2 quarters ago, went from 55 down to 44, and it's right back up where it started from. So I would think that it would have all sorts of trouble in this area right here. It would be a short. Mainly because of the conservative guidance. So on the initial reaction, it already did get up there. I don't know if it has a chance to get up there, but I would have alerts at 55.5 to 56, and this is where I'd be looking to short it. Otherwise, it's still up $6. So you don't get the spike up here on the short side, and the first move is down. It comes back up like here. It's having trouble in this area right here. Then I would use that. $50 would still be up over $2 on the day. Next one is Restoration Hardware. I do not know how this thing ever sold off down to $30 18 months ago. It's another one of those stocks like Lululemon, sector leader, addresses upper middle class segment of the population, which continues to make a ton of money in the US. And it's now at a new all-time high. On a percentage basis, it does seem like it's up too much to me, but it is an all-time high. They guided higher for 18 and 19. It looked like 11, 12%. It's up over 20% right now. They did crush the quarterly numbers, so maybe people think that they're intentionally guiding conservatively. It's a very tough stock to trade. I'm not sure if I'll spend much time looking at it unless there's a real tight consolidation. So right now it's done 250,000 shares. Normally does 800,000. Could easily do 4 or 5 million shares today. I would just take note if in the morning it gets above this 145 and then is back down below it, below the pre-market high, maybe it comes into 140. Next was support below that is until 135. So initial reaction was to 135, then it broke through, it had a second leg here. So maybe one final leg up to the high 140s and then drifts down all the way back down to 140, something like that. And then PCG. So PCG was our number one stock yesterday, that 38 area to see if it could hold. So this is two things. Number one, it was a short-term play. It was really easy. It was below 38 on the open, had this one quick wick down to 38. That's where I bought it. I bought a little bit up here, but really loaded up below 38.10. And then just sold into this 1.5 pop on the open. Tried to play, actually did play when it started to get accumulated here in the 40-cent area. So played the move up to 40. And then it couldn't really get above 40 the rest of the day. So that was, from an intraday perspective, from our support area, had a really nice bounce. It was solid, probably 10 to 1 risk reward. But from a longer term perspective, if that's the longer, if that's the retest of the low and the double bottom, we want to make sure we keep an eye on it because it can work its way back up to $43, $44. So here was the low. It grinded up over the course of the next month all the way back up to 47 actually. So what does that look like? Well, first of all, it's got to start to hold above $40, build a gap to 41. But then a few days closing above $40 between 40 and 42. Consolidation and a break to the upside, that would be kind of the bigger move or the bigger play with a move back up to 43.5, 44. Finally, Roku broke out above 40 yesterday, had a solid breakout. And got to this, I don't remember when we marked this up, it was a while ago, but we had 42.5, I guess, is kind of a target area above $40 from way back when it got sold off. So this is 41.25. So yesterday, I think I couldn't get above 42. Flush into this area right here would be an interesting entry point. If it broke through 41, and I'd still even give it a shot, even if it came into 40.50. So these are the two places I'd look at getting long. And ultimately see what happens up here. If it gets to 42.5, see what it does from there.
Hope you enjoyed that video. You can actually watch that video if you're subscribed to our Trader 90 before the market even opens. What stocks are in play? What levels in those stocks are important? And how we might go about attacking that stock. That's Steve Spencer, 20-year veteran trader, laying it out there every morning before the market even opens. A really, really powerful tool to start your session off on the right foot. So right now we're offering a trial that you can take advantage of to access this meeting and other meetings throughout the day. We have a meeting at 11 a.m. Eastern where you can sit down with Mike Bellafiore and listen to him talk about what's going on during the morning session, what stocks were in play, what the best trade opportunities were, as well as maybe some things that we're looking at heading into the afternoon session. So I really encourage you to take advantage of that trial.